Shalom. This week's Parsha is about Nasso, and in it we talk about a Nazir, or a man who makes a level of commitment above and beyond all others to show his spiritual dedication to God. So, the men of the Great Assembly picked a fantastic Haftarah, a biblical portion from the books of the prophets, and it comes from the book of Judges, or Shoftim. Now these Shoftim, when you hear Shofet, you think judge. But they weren't only judicial judges, but they were also militaristic judges. They would lead the nation into army, into battle, or fight whatever wars they had to fight. This week's Haftarah is about the birth of Shimshon, or Samson. Yes, the famous Samson and Delilah, although she doesn't make it into this Haftarah. So, we have this period of time before the kings of Israel, before David HaMelech, before Shlomo, before the Bet HaMikdash. It's after Yehoshua settles the land of Israel, and now Shimshon is about to be born in this Haftarah. Why? Because we'll see the connection between the Parsha of the Nazir and the Haftarah. So hang in there. So, the story begins that Shimshon's mother, they don't mention her name. It mentions his father's name, Manoach, Menucha, rest. Interesting. Because he was in the house resting, and who was out in the field praying to Hashem, meditating in those days? Tzel Plonit, the mother. And she was mispalel, Hashem, I don't have a child. Please give me a child. I will be connected to you. I will be grateful and thankful, please. She was out in the sun. Maybe that's why his name is Shimshon. Sure enough, someone appears to her and speaks to her and says, you will conceive and you will have a child. And she's fascinated. And she goes running inside the house and she goes to tell her husband, Manoach, there's this man out in the field and he just told me I'm going to get pregnant and I'm going to have a child, I'm going to have a son. And he's like, what man? Who spoke to you? How does he know you're going to be pregnant? I want to meet this guy. She goes, well, he left already. So Manoach is now mispalel, and he prays, Hashem, this man that you sent to my wife, have him reappear. Okay, well, anyway, she goes back out in the field, and she's meditating some more, and sure enough, who shows up? But this, well, as it turns out, an angel. And she goes running back into the house to go get it. Tzel Plonit goes back in the house, and she brings out Manoach, and she says, look, this is the man that told me that we're going to have a child. So he asks her, the husband asks what will become revealed as an angel, asks her, what did you tell my wife? And the angel says back, whatever she told you is what I told her. She was the more spiritually elevated one. She was the one out that was praying in the field. She was the one that he came to. And that he said that he has to be a Nazir, your child. He cannot drink from wine, cannot come in contact with the dead, and he mustn't cut his hair. Now, people that wanted to declare themselves Nazir did so for a finite period of time. Shimshon was going to be a Nazir for life, as you could see with Delilah. He had his full head of hair. So it is repeated back to Manoach by the angel what to do with this child, and she, the mother, should not drink any alcohol, and that everything will be fine. Well, Manoach wants to pry a little bit more about who this man is, and he at first says, I would like to thank you, let's make some food for you to eat. And he says, no, I'm an angel of God, I don't eat food. And what is your name? And he says, my name is Peli. It is hidden. The angel says to Manoach, listen, if you want, don't thank me, thank God, give him a sacrifice. And they take an animal and they sacrifice it on this rock, this tzur, and the flames go up, and right along in them goes the angel. And they both go down on the floor, the husband and wife, Tzel Plonit and Manoach, and he looks at her and says, uh-oh, we're dead. If anybody sees the eyes of God, the face of God, the face of God, they're doomed. No one lives. And the wife, who is a believer, and had emunah, said, no, God would not have brought us all the way this far in order for us to die. I'm going to have this child. His name, we'll see, will become Shimshon. And he will be one of the shoftim, the judges, the leaders from the tribe of Dan for the state of Israel. And that is the story of this week's Haftarah. Shabbat Shalom. Enjoy.